House of Reps institute probe into DSS invasion of courtroom, fearing that it might be next. Nigeria's House of Representatives has instituted a probe into the recent actions of the Department of State Security (DSS) in response to the recent storming of an Abuja courthouse by armed operatives who sought to arrest publisher Omoyele Sowore. Sowore, 47, was released on bail last Thursday and after spending 125 days in detention when the DSS was forced to obey a court order granting him bail. Justice Ijoma Ojukwu of the Federal High Court in Abuja had fined the DSS 100,000 naira for not obeying her order to release Sowore despite him meeting all the bail conditions. Left with no other option, the DSS let Sowore go, but on Friday, when he appeared in court as the substantive hearing continued, the security men were waiting for him. Heavily armed DSS operatives disrupted the court proceedings, drove away Mr. Showore's lawyer Femi Falana, and chased Justice Ojukwu out of the courtroom at gunpoint. Incensed at the impunity of the DSS and the manner in which its operatives stormed a courtroom, human rights activists and been calling for the immediate sacking of its Director General, Mr. Yusuf Bichi. Today, the House of Representatives has resolved to investigate the invasion and disruption of court proceedings following the unanimous adoption of a motion moved by the Minority Leader, Honorable Ndudi Elumelu. Sowore, a former presidential candidate and the publisher of online media outlet Sahara Reporters, has been rearrested, and it is believed the DSS plans to bring 3 fresh charges against him. When the motion to probe the DSS was passed, House of Representatives Speaker Honorable Femi Gbajabiamila, however, prevented lawmakers from debating the matter, referred it to the relevant committees for investigation. Described as an affront to the rule of law and the principle of separation of powers, the House of Representatives has resolved to investigate the invasion of a branch of the Federal High Court. Today's motion canvassed for adherence and respect to the concept of separation of powers as enshrined in the laws of Nigeria, pointing out that if the invasion was not checked and offenders punished, it might lead to the National Assembly being invaded one day. Honorable Elumelu said the House notes with dismay the exhibition of thuggery, brute force, lawlessness, contempt and disregard for the rule of law by yet to be identified persons within the precincts of the Federal High Court, Abuja, on the 6th day of December 2019. The House also further notes that the videos emerging in the public domain shows this unidentified person trying to bundle Omoyele Sowore and his co-accused Olawale Bakari away from the courtroom, while Showore's supporters were resisting them, which is an abuse to the sanctity of the courtroom. Concerned that the men of the civil society claims that the unidentified man are agents of the DSS, we are worried that the actions of these unidentified persons disrupted judicial proceedings on the 6th day of December 2019 and made the presiding judge to abandon her duty post because of safety concerns. A situation where one arm is seen to be overpowering another in the course of dispensing her duties will definitely spell doom, as this is a complete desecration of the temple of justice and such an action should be completely discouraged. We are worried further that if this action is not properly put to check, the National Assembly may one day be invaded and the relevant security agencies will claim not knowing who the offenders are. The invasion of the Federal High Court Abuja runs contrary to the avowed assurances of the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Adopting the motion, the House mandated its Committee on National Security and Intelligence, Judiciary and Human Rights respectively to investigate the event and report back within 2 weeks. Already, the DSS spokesman, Peter Funaya, has denied that the agency's personnel were ever involved in the incident. So guys, the House of Reps, they are beginning to wake up to their responsibility because everybody has been keeping quiet. Everybody is mute on this. But thank God for those who have been speaking, different groups, different individuals who have been on their toes, who have been saying things just the way they are supposed to be said, not being intimidated, not being harassed, not minding whatever anybody wants to do, because everybody cannot just be quiet. Everybody cannot just be docile. And I'm sure because of the heat that they are getting from even international communities, from within Nigeria and outside Nigeria, people are condemning this act. It has happened before. That was when the president wasn't around. The vice president was the acting president there. The same thing happened. This DSS, they've been doing this kind of a thing before now. And I'm sure because nothing has been done drastically to even bring them to book, that's why they continue doing, get themselves involved in this kind of a behavior, which is not really too good for us as a nation. And at the end of the day, the acting president, who was the who is the vice president, then, had to sack the DSS boss with immediate effect. And that was when people gave kudos to Oshibayo for taking that actions. And from what we've been hearing, because of that singular act and some of the things that he did, he took actions in some of those things, and people were really like, oh, this man really tried. And from the rumors we've been hearing, that those are the things that are really getting the cabals angry. And since then, the president has not been really, he has not been handing over to the vice president anytime he leaves. And they said that's one of the reasons why they are not really too happy with him. We've not really confirmed that, but insinuations and rumors have been going around concerning that. So, because people say that even that time, if really the president was around, he wouldn't have done anything. He wouldn't have sacked the man, the DSS man. And the same thing happened again. And be these particular people, these senators or House of Representatives or the upper and lower chamber, they've been quiet. They've not been saying anything about this whole thing. And the presidency, who is claiming ignorance, that they don't give orders to DSS, or they have power to do whatever they want to do, that it's not in all cases that the executive gives them the directives on what to do, but they've been hearing, or they want to tell us they are not aware. Let us just give them benefit of the doubt that they didn't know much of the things happening. At least they've been hearing and they've been seeing the you know multiple disobedience to court orders from this particular agency, and yet the executive never said anything. Recently, they are now denying they don't know much about it, but they are, how will I put it? They are supporting the rearrest of Moyele Sowore through the spokesperson of the president, Garba Shehu. They are supporting it, but they are still forming ignorance that they know nothing about the whole thing. And the same thing with House of Representatives, because if they had spoken before now, I think a lot of things would have been copped down. But no, they are not saying it. They think they are doing themselves, or they think they are doing Nigerians, or they think they are doing the bidding of their masters. Just like they said, if nothing is being done, it's going to escalate, and it's not really that it's going to happen again. It has happened before. And what did they do? Because people still shouted then, and that's why these guys, they still have the effrontery to do that which they did. They have done it to the National Assembly. They've done it to the judiciary. So is it the lower chamber? They will not do that too. So they've been doing it and they've been getting away with it, and that's why they continue with all this impunity. And they will come out and be telling us, oh, they are law abiding. You can imagine the way they just twisted the whole thing. They obey court order, that even when Justice Ijoma gave that directive 24 hours, that they quickly obeyed. You can imagine how they can how funny they are. You can imagine how trickish they are because of that 24 hours ultimatum. Now that is what they are priding themselves on, that they are law abiding, that they obey court order, that they are professionals. They put in their best, based on the world standard. Who are they deceiving? What about the other two court orders? If not that she brought, what led to that 24 hours ultimatum? Was it not because of their stubbornness, because of their disobedience to other court orders? That's why they gave that ultimatum. And now they are telling us, oh, they are this thing. And they expect us to believe that they didn't go into the courtroom to invade. And the videos are there. The videos are there all over the place. It's just for people who can really look thoroughly and know who is who in that video. So now these people are waking up to their responsibilities, that okay, we want to investigate all of these things, because if not, because that is just the reason, that if not, it might happen to them. I think from their statement, if not because of, they themselves being afraid that this kind of a thing could really happen to them. Normally, they are not even speaking on the line of the court order they've been disobeying, and the reason behind that, apart from maybe it's going to happen to you, but are they supposed to have done what they did on that day? That is the question we are supposed to be asking them, not because you are afraid that it might come to your turn or it might get to you as well. So most of the time, these guys are really there, they just only know about themselves. They don't even care about others. You can imagine we have a both lower and upper chamber. They never said anything. All this while these guys have been disobeying court orders. They've been just be doing their own thing, because a lot of people, both internationally and locally, people have been talking here and there. Now they want to tell us, they want to make it seem as if they are up and doing. What have you been doing all this while? What have you been waiting for to have swung into action? What have you been waiting for? So, guys, I don't know what you think about the new development by the House of Reps, whether really it is time for them to have done something, or they ought to have spoken out before now, or this is the right time. But whichever way, I think it's still a good thing that since they've been quiet, they were not really too bothered. They were not, they didn't bother about the whole thing. But now they are beginning to show interest, so that same measures will not be meted on them. So, guys, leave your comments below and let's hear your own take. Thank you very much. Bye.